As a person that only looks at Rush Duel whenever it gets released and never really gets into it, I kind of wanted to start covering it for the dry season for Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I did ask in my community tab on if you guys wanted to see me do shorts or videos on Rush Duel. So this is kind of like going to be the first one, me looking at the new Tamabot stuff. Now, I know the basics of Rush Duel where it's infinite normal summons. There's a lot of different requirements that the game has compared to the TCG and OCG, and the effects are genuinely catered towards the Rush side of things because I've seen the gadget effects get changed. And on top of that, I kind of just wanted to have more content going out on the channel. And this is one of the things that I wanted to do next to starting up streaming again, which I don't know when that will be. But let's take a look at the new Tamabot stuff, as this is going to probably be my first real look at Rush Duel on the channel. I think I covered it once before when it was first releasing, but I'm not too sure on that. I might just do a video doing an introduction on Rush Duel as well. But let's get into it. Now, Tamabot is one of the original cards, I believe, from long ago for Rush Duel. And it is all the way back from 2002 from the Joint Tech Attack Rush deck. And it's just a level 1 normal machine monster with 200 attack and 0 defense being an earth. And what I was told about the rarity distribution for this deck is that since it's all low rarities with no over rush rare, it's probably a deck just for fun. So let's look at it because we have Mecha Tamabot. It is the effect version of Tamabot, being a level 1 earth machine with 200 attack and 0 defense, quite fitting. And this card's name is always treated as Tamabot while it's in the graveyard, so it's just another version of Tamabot that you can run. The requirements are none, and this card's name is treated as Tamabot. If you would fusion summon Tamabot King Golem, this card can be treated as 2 materials. That is actually really good, being able to use it as 2 materials, and it's treated as Tamabot. So honestly, it's a good start for the deck, and I really like that. You have Mamabot, which is a Earth level 3, 800 attack and 0 defense. And the requirements is during the turn that this card was normal summoned, so yeah, choose 1 Tamabot in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And for the rest of the turn, if you attribute summon an Earth machine monster in attack position, you can treat this face-up card as 2 tributes. So we have a card that's treated as 2 material for a fusion monster and 2 materials for a tribute. That seems really good off to the bat, but I think a lot of other decks are better. Like, I believe the Harpy Lady deck is currently the best deck in the game, from what I was told. We have Gamabot. It is an Earth level 4 machine with 1000 attack and 0 defense, and the requirement is change this attack position card to face down defense position, or face up defense position. Excavate the top 6 cards of your deck and reveal them. You could choose up to 2 Tamabot and or Tamabond among them and add them to your hand. Place the remaining cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. This seems like an alright card, being able to dig the top 6 cards, kind of like a Pot of Prosperity for 2, but you need the specific Tamabot and or the Tamar Bond. So you could essentially whiff off of it. So that is very interesting, and I definitely think in Rush Duel, because you get to draw until I think you have 5 cards in your hand, it's not as good as it can be, but I think you could definitely run a copy or 2 of it just because it's another bot name. And then we have Tamabot. It's a level 7 Earth machine with 2500 attack and 0 defense. The requirement is send 1 card from the hand to the graveyard. This card's name is treated as Tamabot for the rest of this turn. Then you could choose up to 2 Tamabot in your graveyard and add them to your hand. Okay, so that's where this Tamabot comes into play, so you could recover them from the grave to the hand. That's really useful. And then we have Tama Tank MK2. It is a level 7 Earth Machine, 2500 attack, and 0 defense. During the turn that this card was normal summoned, send one face-up Tamabot on your field to the graveyard. And the effect is choose one face-up card your opponent on your opponent's field and destroy it. Then you could choose one face-down card your opponent controls and destroy it. I guess? It is removal, but I definitely think that this is a one-of, per se, because you're definitely going to need Tamabot to tribute off to summon this and make sure you have the Tamabot in the grave to recycle with your King Tamabot. So it's definitely interesting to say for sure. And then we have the Tamabot Boost Dragon. It is a level 7 Earth Dragon Fusion effect monster, 2400 attack and 2400 defense that takes a red Boost Dragon and Tamabot. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. Then you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent times the number of Tamabot in your graveyard. So total 6. That's not a lot, but it is something. Having to run the red Boost Dragon is definitely something else, because I remember when this card came out, I was reminded that this is Red Eyes, and the requirement is none. Choose up to 7 dragon type monsters in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of monsters chosen times 100, and then this card gains attack equal to the number of monsters chosen times 100, then shuffle them back into the deck. So this is kind of a slightly weaker version of, or slightly stronger version of this. So that's one thing to think about, as I definitely think there might be another for the blue Boost Dragon. I think that's the name of the card. I'm not too sure though. Then we have Tamabot King Golem. It's a level 9 Earth Machine effect monster that has 3000 attack and defense. Okay. Takes 3 Tamabots, Tamabot plus Tamabot plus Tamabot. That makes sense that this could be used as 2 materials. So, yeah. So you can have Tamabot in your hand, this on the field with this effect, and you just go into this. You place 1 Tamabot from your graveyard to the top of the deck, then the effect is choose up to 3 monsters on your field. Those monsters cannot be destroyed by effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. If you activate this effect during the main phase, this card was fusion summoned, then you gain 2000 life points. It's a very hefty payoff, but for the deck that's based around Tamabot is definitely interesting. And overall, it's one of the interesting things of the deck because you're using 3 of your Tamabots just to summon out a big monster with 3k attack. And it allows you to make 3 monsters on the field not be able to destroy but by card effect until the end of the opponent's next turn. So it's really good against legend cards like Mirror Force or things that would want to destroy, but I know that there's not really much reactive cards in Rush Duel as well, so I don't know how good that this card is. And now we're going on to the spells and the traps. We have Strike Tamabot. It's a normal spell, and the requirements are none. Choose 1 face-up Tamabot on your field and 1 face-up monster with 100 or more attack on your opponent's field. For the rest of this turn, your chosen monster gains attack equal to the attack of the chosen opponent's monster, and its attacks pierces. So it gains the attack of the monster plus whatever attack it has, and it can do piercing damage. This is a good card for the deck because you can target your King Golem because it is a Tamabot and it gains the attack, so you could just attack into defense and do piercing damage. That's relatively strong. It's a good combo, but right now the deck just looks super gimmicky. Tamabot Launcher, it is another normal spell. You can send 1 face-up Earth Machine monster on your field to the graveyard. You draw 1 card. And if you sent a level 1 monster with 200 attack and 0 defense to the graveyard for this requirement, then you could draw 1 card. So you're drawing 2 cards if you're sending your Mecha Tamabot and or Tamabot to the graveyard. So you just get added consistency, and in my opinion, just drawing for draw phase is better. But I can see where the added consistency is needed, and getting your Tamabots to the graveyard could be very useful for the ever going on game for the grind game. We have the Tamabot that was mentioned. It is a normal spell card once again, and the requirement is if there's a face-up Earth monster on the field, fusion summon a dragon or a machine monster by sending face-up monsters on your field to the graveyard. That monster gains 200 attack, and if you would use a level 7 Earth Machine monster as a material, you can treat its name as Blue Fang Burst Dragon and Red Boot Boost Dragon. Ah, that's the name of it. What is Blue Fang Burst Dragon? They tease this other fusion super early if it has to mention Blue Fang. Requirements: send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, destroy all face-up monsters with 1500 attack or less on your opponent's field, then this card gains attack equal to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect times 300 until the end of its turn. Now this is slightly better. And your 2 level 7 Earth monsters that you do have is the Tamatink MK2 and your Otamabot. Honestly, I'm fine with that for the gimmick. Being able to tie in both of these into the deck just by using a level 7 Earth Machine monster instead, that's really interesting. Kind of wish the TCG had a card like this for certain fusion decks. And I see that the note that they left is, this is a play on Power Bond. Overall, definitely a super gimmicky deck. I kind of like this. And then we have Tama Bang Boom. It's your normal trap card for the deck, and when a monster on your field is destroyed by opponent's attack or your opponent's effects, send the top cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then you can choose 3 Tamabot in your graveyard and special summon them to your field face up. So it's a way to stop being able to be OTK'd if you're on lower life points. So honestly, that's really interesting. Overall, for looking at my first Rush theme, it's very gimmicky and I really like it. And I know that from the screenshot that they used for the article image, it is straight from the anime. And honestly, I hope that I could get a video out for the introduction of RUSH Duel. A more incomplete guide, because they had just added ritual summoning, because those are summoned from the extra deck. And I kind of want to get the Dark Ceremony structure deck, or the Magician of Black Chaos. But let me know what you guys think about the Tama stuff. I definitely think it's very gimmicky, and I kind of like it quite a bit. But anyways, I hope you guys liked the first RUSH Duel video, as kind of wanted to try something new. But anyways, I've been BoltSpider, and see you guys in the next video.